Previously, on Taverns and Caverns Path B, Nomu, Yelar, and I successfully snuck into the Emerald Lobby while pretending to be the meat delivery staff. We tricked the guards and made our way into the back door where the kitchen was located. Yelar decided to stay back while Nomu and I dressed as kitchen staff to try and find room 306, which is where Bertio supposedly was staying. And with our amazing skills, we snuck our way up Metal Gear Solid style, and I was eventually able to cast a clairvoyant spell to hear the conversations that took place in the room. We were fortunate enough to hear the conversation between Bertio and another man by the name of Borgar. Perlin's name even came up, but it seems that the guards we turned him into weren't very trustworthy, unfortunately. Borgar and his men had taken care of Perlin permanently. See what I did there? But if we had only knew, we wouldn't have turned him into them. We would have turned him into someone more trustworthy. Like the real guards. Are these the real guards? I hope these aren't the real guards of Manavik, because if these guys are the real guards, oh my goodness, this place is pretty corrupt. But after eavesdropping, Nomu and I made our way back into the kitchen to meet back up with Yelar before our luck ran out. And without much trouble, we escaped the Emerald Lobby untouched, because we are that skilled. Before we discuss our next plans though, I think it's time for us to all get a good night's rest. And by the God Supreme, I have to say, mission accomplished. Episode 26, Shady Dealings, Path B.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Taverns and Caverns Path B. This is your Dungeon Master, HaphazardDM. And last time on TNC Path B, Nomu, Relinoa, and Yelar had infiltrated the Emerald Lobby to try and gain information regarding the individual known as Bertio, who was a man that worked for Lord Butterfriend, who is Nomu's arch nemesis from his past. And with the perfect roles that they made while infiltrating the Emerald Lobby, they were able to break into the kitchen, and Nomu and Relinoa pretended to be kitchen staff so that they could walk around the Emerald Lobby freely. They eventually made their way to the right floor, which was the third floor, and Relinoa was able to pinpoint the room with Nomu because Nomu had found the room number when he had turned invisible many sessions ago to look through the guest book. And when they were in the hallway, Relinoa was able to use a spell known as clairvoyance in order to gain some insight of what was going on the opposite side of the wall in room 305, or was it 304? I'm sorry, Rob. 304, I think it was what it was. And with the information that they obtained, they found out there was an Orankin who was one of the guards by the name of Borgar here in the town of Manavik that the party had originally had a conversation with when they first arrived, and they had turned in the poacher Perlin to Borgar and one of his other guardsmen. And unknowing to them at the time, Borgar is actually working with the man Bertio here in the office of this Emerald Lobby. And Bertio has demanded that Borgar find some more poachers because his benefactor, Lord Butterfriend, has tasked him with finding him some giants. And unfortunately, Borgar mentioned that Perlin would not rat them out or say anything regarding the plans because Perlin has been killed by Borgar. So Borgar had stormed out of the room to find more poachers. And then Bertio found out that Lord Butterfriend was actually on his way to Rava's Grove, which was going to take about a month or so, maybe a little less, to arrive. So Bertio is a bit uneasy because so far his mission has been failing to find giants for Lord Butterfriend. So he is really on the edge of his seat because he does not want to show Lord Butterfriend that he is failing. But he's not sure if Lord Butterfriend's even going to visit Manavik or not. Perhaps Lord Butterfriend might go straight to Rava's Grove. But typically, Bertio understands that Lord Butterfriend is a man of money. You don't mess with his money. And he likes to see how all of his employees are doing because he does not like failure. So, the party, after finding that out, were able to escape the Emerald Lobby without being phased or touched. And eventually they returned back to their hotel to lay low for the meantime while Yorindur was still working on their items at the blacksmith. Basically, we'll start this session with you guys getting a full night's rest. So you have all your spells back, you have your HP back, and all of that fun stuff. And we'll begin the session in the morning, bright and early, as you guys are awakening, going into the inn's lobby. And we'll start with Nomu and Yelar as you both are waking up in the morning. What are the two of you doing?
Nomu yawns and picks out a chunk of cooked ground knox meat and takes a bite. Nothing like good breakfast.
Yelar, as you step into the lobby, you see Nomu chowing down on ground knocks meat. What do you do or say, or do you ignore that?
Oh, before he's gonna kind of be I don't know, about an hour or so coming down. He's actually going to take that ghost blade sword that he had,
Yep.
and he's actually going to make that his pack weapon. He's going to go through a ritual and talk to his patron.
So
So,
I was gonna say, so we can say you either did this before you slept, during the night, or in the morning, whenever you want.
uh, during the night,
Okay.
during the night,
So as you're working on this ritual, it obviously takes time to do this. You're wanting to make this your packed weapon. Go ahead and express how Yalar begins this ritual by reaching out to his patron. What do you say or do to even gain the attention of your patron?
look, I know we ain't on the best of terms, but I really, really enjoy this power. So, well, I'm gonna make a deal with you. And he's gonna take out a little dagger. He's gonna prick his finger and let some of the blood drop onto the hilt of the blade.
Okay.
So I'm gonna let you feed off my wrath, but I will choose who I will extend my wrath to, but you will be able to feast very well because I will not hold back when I release it. I was wondering if this will be appeasing to you.
As you cut your hand to draw the blood onto this dagger, you're doing it to the ghost blade dagger, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it was a sword.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay. The
Yeah.
ghost blade sword.
Yeah.
Short sword, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sword. Sword.
As you cut into your hand to draw the blood, do you allow it to drip on the floor, or are you trying to keep it from touching anything, or are you
He's gonna
intentionally letting it spill onto like something? Like what?
onto the actual onto the blade itself. Um,
Okay.
some on the blade, some on the hilt of the blade.
All right.
Just as much blood as he can onto the sword itself.
Okay. As you do this, make me a perception check. 12. You're honed in on your ritual as you're speaking to your patron. With a 12, you can see the dim light, since you're doing this in the middle of the night, the dim lighting in your room. I mean, it's a pretty small room. It's only about, I'd say, 15 by 15 feet. So it's not too massive, but just enough for you to move around and situate yourself with a bed. You have a candle there at the side of your bed that's dimming the room for you, but that dim light begins to flicker as soon as you cut your hand. You can see that light flickering. And as you look over to look at that candle, the flame on top seems to be going in and out at random intervals. And soon you hear a heavy, powerful gust of wind blow up against the side of the wall, the outer wall of your room. Your room has a window that faces the outside. And soon after that heavy wind comes creaking and crashing through that wood on the side of the wall, that window that you have shoots wide open into the room as you feel this massive gust of wind blow across your face. And the light flickers out with the wind blowing through. But you hear nothing else. But you take this as a sign that your patron is now listening. You have caught your patron's attention, but you don't know if your patron has acknowledged your request yet. What do you do at this point?
Look, I'm sorry that I was learning magic from people, but you weren't the best teacher. I just wanted to hone my skills. So, again, when I do practice things, it's to only make myself better, to mm, extend my wrath a bit more.
As you state these words, the blood on the dagger slowly begins to float away and drift into midair, away from your dagger or your short sword. And your blood forms letters as if the patron was using your own blood to speak to you. But the amount of blood that you've removed from your hand with this cut isn't enough to obviously form full sentences. So the blood shifts into a couple of letters at a time, perhaps one word at a time, depending on how much blood and how long the word is. But after it's all said and done, you add up all the letters and words that it spelt out, and you take this as a sign that your patron is physically talking to you. The words that were spelt out throughout the last few seconds state that you may receive the boon of my wrath, but let it be known, Yelar, if you neglect me once again, my wrath shall consume you. What do you say? Or do?
Noted. I will definitely release my wrath, but I do not want to hurt innocent people.
The blood begins to spell letters out again. Very well. Then allow the power of my wrath to accompany you against those that you wish to deliver it to. Remember the pact that you have made, for I will not forgive your transgressions again. Now prove to me by cutting your other hand with the same blade.
He does it.
As you cut your other hand, more blood is drawn out, and you see all of the blood from both your left and right hand fly into the air as it splatters across the wooden walls to your left. And what it spells out momentarily is the pact of Uros has been fulfilled. And just as if nothing ever happened, you seem to snap out of some sort of vision, and the light of the candle is back. The wind no longer there. Your window has been shut as if nothing ever happened. But the blood is still on the wall, and what it spelt out is no longer there, or at least readable. And you are left to your own devices.
I won't let you down. Thank you for this gift.
You have rejoined the pact of Uros. And for our listeners, Uros is considered a neutral god. He is the god of wrath. However, because he is the god of wrath, he is considered to be part of the heptatic evils. Now, he's neutral, so he's not necessarily evil, even though he's categorized as one of the heptatic evils. But in general, society typically uses Uros, the god of wrath, as a way to use wrath against people for ill purposes.
So they're judging by association.
Yes.
Yeah, just because I'm with you. Now you're one of us now. The evils.
Yup. The heptatic evils. And let this be known that the heptatic evils, out of all 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. Out of all 7 of them, I didn't want to spill out the 8th one because we all know who that is.
Yep.
Azatl.
Mm-hmm.
Azatl. um, But out of all the 7, Uros is the only one that's not considered pure evil. Like all the other gods in the Heptatic Evils are either a form of neutral evil, lawful, or chaotic evil. He is the only god in Heptatic Evils that is considered neutral.
And he ain't side-eyeing the rest of them at the table. Like, I mean, y'all crazy, man.
All the time. All the time. He just lets them know, if you betray me like you did Azado, my wrath is going to smite your ass.
Yep.
It's just that obviously his wrath is always the beginnings of a evil character, right? They always want to punish people with wrath, and typically it's not a great concept to want to wield.
Yeah.
So, you don't typically have good people wanting to spill wrath on people.
No, not really.
Unless it's, a paladin that's good wanting to smite down an evil creature with wrath. So, I mean, it just depends on how wrath is used, right?
True.
Yeah.
But typically it's more so bad people using it. But so you have reformed your pact with the god of wrath, Uros. And for our listeners, this was Yelar's patron in the side story before Eska began training him. So you now have regained your patron's powers. Yelar, you had broken your pact with him, which is why Uros was no longer responding to any of your messages or thoughts or cries for help, because you had broken that pact. And Uros was heavily upset with you. Fortunately for you, you weren't on the end of his wrath after breaking that pact, because breaking a pact is considered a pretty vile thing to do to your patron after, making that pact. So the fact that you are given a second chance is a rare opportunity for you, and you would understand that.
Mhm.
So, but we'll say that all happened the previous night. You come down in the morning, you see Nomu smacking down on that Growlnox meat. Do you wrap your hands to hide the wounds that you created to yourself on
Yeah,
yourself?
he does.
Okay. Nomu, as Yelar is walking down, you spot him coming down. Make me a perception to see if you even notice the wraps on his hands.
Yep.
Oh, you notice with the 21.
He's like biting into it. He's kind of side eyes, flicks his eyes to it.
So, what's with the wraps?
I accidentally cut myself trying to attune to the ghost blade that was acquired a while back.
You shouldn't eat meat before you do that. Greasy fingers.
He goes back to smacking down on his meat.
Damn! Greasy fingers.
Yeah, my mistake. He's gonna try to flag someone down. Can I get a coffee, please?
One of the workers at the tavern comes around. Oh yes, sure thing. One or two for the both of you. Just one?
Bring out 2.
Yes, sir. I'll do that right away. And he goes to walk off to grab you some coffee. Yelar, do you sit down with Nomu there?
He will.
Okay. So as you sit down, your Relinoa is nowhere to be seen right now. You're probably, guessing that she's still waking up or still asleep. So, do you two converse at all during this time, or do we want to speed through this?
Have you seen Relinoa?
I was gonna ask you that.
Oh, maybe she's still sleeping. I'll give her another 20 minutes.
20 minutes? She don't need to sleep that long.
I mean, don't you want to enjoy your meat?
Strokes his chin.
You know, you drive a hard bargain. I want a bowl of milk too.
Kind of yells it, hoping someone hears him.
You hear a voice in the back. On it. I'll grab it with the coffee.
You see that? Service.
Indeed. Excellent service here. Unlike that other place.
Wait, which place are we talking about?
Place that Yelar got kicked out.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, for the Dragon's Grog.
Yep.
What was the name of that place?
Oh,
Oh my goodness, I don't remember. Did I have a name of it? Let me check my notes. I don't know. Tavern. Uh,
no, it just says from a tavern on mine.
yeah, I probably gave it a name in the episode, but we haven't played since November, I think.
Yeah, I thought
Uh,
I written it down too, but I
I don't
didn't.
remember it. Sorry, guys. I have to go
No,
back
that's
and listen to the
fine.
recording.
That's fine. He's gonna speak up loudly. Yeah, this place is so much cleaner and better than that other tavern I went to, where they have flies and all kinds of nasty stuff in there.
Throwing shade.
That's right. You drank that dragon's gog.
All that swamp water.
Yep.
Swamp water.
Yep. Said tastes looks like some swamp water.
Bro.
He didn't say it tasted like. He said it looked like swamp water.
Yep.
Yelar's a full ass Karen, bro.
Yep. Bartender got offended and kicked him out. Oh, damn, this is right here. Yelar began telling potential customers how bad the service is before they enter the tavern.
So the man comes back with your coffees and bowl of milk, places on the table. Would you like to pay now, or would you like to charge you or tab on the room?
I'll pay now.
Yeah, I'll pay now too.
For the bowl of milk and 2 coffees altogether, that'll be 2 gold, sirs.
Slides him 3 gold.
Oh,
For
sir.
the tip.
Oh, well, thank you. You're mighty gracious. I really appreciate it. No one tips me very often.
That's for the service. It's very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you both enjoy the milk and the coffee. If you need any cream or sugar, you'll find some over there at the counter. Just feel free to use what you would like.
Yelar's gonna toss him a gold too.
And this is for, sir?
Oh, that's. I wanted to tip at least as well.
Oh, excuse me. No one's ever tipped me this much before. Well, thank you, both. And he's going to turn around with a big smile on his face as he walks back towards the kitchen area of the tavern, leaving you both with 2 cups of coffee and a bowl of milk.
You see that man strutting? We made his day. Now where's Relinoa?
Enjoy your meat, and like I said, we'll give her 20 minutes, and we'll go up after.
He wags his tail.
Well, 20 minutes do go by. Full 20 minutes. And before Nomu attempts to even get up or try and think about checking up on her, she does make her way down the stairs to the main lobby. She's yawning as she's coming down. Her flail is tied poorly on her hip, and she looks as if she did not get a good night's rest. She slept all night, but she kept waking up, and she just looks extremely exhausted. She's got some bags a little bit forming under her eyes. Her hair is a mess. She doesn't have her nun's veil on. It's in her pack. She's just walking down. Her armor is half clipped on. You can see part of the straps not fully tied. And she just comes barreling down the stairs. And she's hunched over, both arms just hanging.
Mhm.
Walking slowly towards you guys as if she was a hunchback. She slowly looks at the 2 of you, her eyes half open.
Did you drink some of that dragon's grog?
No, I didn't sleep very good, guys. Did I miss anything? What time is it?
What time is it?
It's
Sometime in the morning.
it's sometime in the morning. I'll let you decide this time. I always have to decide.
It's 10:30.
Oh, didn't realize I slept that late. Forgive me, guys. I just couldn't sleep last night. You know, the goddess supreme, she kept talking to me and stuff in my dreams. And wouldn't let me sleep. Well, what else is new? Something smells good. Is that coffee?
Would you like a cup?
Yeah, sure. Do you have any more left over?
He'll order another cup. He drank both cups.
I was about to
Damn.
ask about that. I was like, hey, didn't you have 2 cups?
He
He
drank
drank
both
both.
cups.
So the man that you had paid, he brings up another cup of coffee, hands it to Relinoa, and she goes, "Oh," takes it in her hand, sniffs into the cup. Oh, fresh cup of coffee. That's I can tell it's gonna be good. She sits back down on one of the chairs in the lobby with you guys. She just slumps slowly. Her legs are all straight as she's sliding down the chair. She's got the cup of coffee in her right hand and the small plate that it's on in her left. She
Mhm.
just takes a sip and she goes, "Oh, coffee. So what I miss? Anything?"
Man, not much.
No, not much really.
She takes another sip of coffee. Ah, so Goddess Supreme was telling me something last night about potentially not staying here in Manavik for very long. I know we're waiting for your stuff for Yorendur to create the armor and the shield that you ordered, Yelar. But with the information we gathered last night, how long do you think you want to stay? Nomu, are you really wanting to try and figure out what Bertio is doing and try and cause some havoc between him and these poachers?
I do, but if it's too much a hassle,
Well,
we can move on.
the Goddess Supreme is really telling me that I need to be on my way soon, but we still have a couple days before the armor is done, and we did agree that we'd stay in Manavik for a while to gather our resources and collect things and rest before we travel down south further towards the forest territories outside of Strider Valley. I don't mind helping you. These poachers are vile individuals, and I do not wish to any more harm on any of the giants here in Strider Valley. But based off of what we saw and heard last night at the Emerald Lobby, I think following that Borgar fella might be the better option. Bertio seems to not do any of the dirty work with him with his own hands.
Yeah, of course not. Not that guy.
Well, the good news is, we did meet that Borgar fella. He was one of the guards we turned that Perlin guy into. You guys remember?
Oh yeah.
So we know what he looks like. Perhaps we go around town today and try and find out where he's at. Maybe he's still stationed at the gates of Manavik. Maybe we can
But
ask him questions or something.
information gathering,
Yes,
but
that.
but asking him directly?
I don't know what would be a better option.
See what he does.
After you ask him,
Ask him what?
what you want to know.
Oh, you want to just go up to him and say, "Who are we poaching today?"
We could do that.
Are you sure that's wise?
You're gonna have us hanged.
It's gonna have us. You're not Batman. Where is he?
Yep.
Where's the Joker? She sips another from her cup. I mean, I don't know. Or we can try and find him and like follow him wherever he goes, maybe. But if he's stationed at the main gate, he's not gonna be doing much there.
Or we can gather proof and give it to the good authority and let them handle it.
We could do that. All right. So
I don't want to
Oh.
stay long here.
How will we know who's a good authority?
That was going to be my next question.
Relinoa takes another sip of her coffee. She's thinking. You know what spell would be very beneficial right now? Just perhaps I can use the Zone of Truth spell, and we can trick someone into telling the truth. Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were going to say some milky brain shit.
The what?
Nothing.
I don't know what that is.
Something Asunja always did when things don't go her way. She used some milky brain shit.
Is that like a spell
Oh yeah.
that
He
melts
kind of narrows his eyes and nods his head slowly.
that melts brains?
That's what she says.
That's terrifying.
Don't worry, she's a nice person.
That melts
Uh,
brains.
Yes,
I'm sure she is.
I'll I'll have you meet her one day.
Um,
Yes,
Okay.
fine.
question. Um, how? Well, let me know if you do use the zone of truth. Um, for my reasons.
Well, it is a spell that only lasts for, I think, 5 to 10 minutes. It will take me some time to put together, and sometimes the individual that's standing in it can tell that the spell was there, so it is a bit risky. But we perhaps could use it on Borgar or someone. I don't know. I mean, that's just an idea. We don't have to go that route.
Not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
So, do we want to start with looking for Borgar, or we just want to start asking questions to random guards?
Hmm. Well,
I I have a question. An idea. Maybe I can go visit the what's his name? That poacher originally.
I'm sorry.
who?
Uh
You ain't talking about Perlin, are you?
oh yeah, that's his
Oh, you, you want to visit Perlin?
name.
Um,
I know you told me already, but I could say I'm looking to asking some questions to see if there are more poachers out there, and maybe we can find more information about that.
Well, about that, you see, when we were in the Emerald lobby, uh, Bertio had said they'd taken care of Perlin.
as in dead, killed, axed,
Deep sixth.
folded.
Oh shit!
Something like that.
If they were gonna do that, I could have done that. Saved them the trouble.
You probably knew too much.
But they don't know that we know that. Perhaps we can go and just ask the guards, hey, we want to speak to the guy we turned in. We have questions.
True.
Act like we don't know he's dead.
Yes. Let's do that.
I guess.
Good job, Yelar.
So she sips her cup of coffee again. So, where do we want to begin? Just start asking around the tavern?
I'll go with the consensus.
He kind of wants to look around and he wants to find Borgar, but he doesn't know what to do with him yet.
Yelar, what are your thoughts? Should we just, I guess once we're done here, we can start asking guards around the tavern?
Sure,
Okay, well,
I'm okay with that.
let me finish my cup of coffee first, and then the Goddess Supreme will allow us to continue forward. Isn't that right, Goddess Supreme? Uh-huh. Yeah? Yes, this coffee is delicious, Goddess, yes. Uh-huh. Okay. Will do. And she kind of just begins to talk to herself, kind of ignoring the two of you. She rambles.
Did he say something about me?
Probably not.
Oh,
She doesn't answer.
Damn.
She's still talking to herself, rambling. Nonsense.
Gonna finish up his meal and stand up.
Well, once she finishes her cup of coffee, she'll also stand up. She goes, wait. Let me put this back on. She takes her veil from her pack, puts it onto her head. Her hair is still a hot mess, but she doesn't seem to care today. She goes, all right. She stretches. Okay. Oh, my God, Supreme. Why did you keep me up all night last night? All right. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's do this.
So, as you all three step out of the tavern to start asking some questions, go ahead and make me some investigation checks.
Right.
A 15 for Nomu, an 8 for
An 8.
Yelar. Yelar, you're looking around, trying to find some potential guards or someone that might know information about the guards. You're just not coming across anyone. But Nomu, you happen to spot actually a guard who's walking by. He has a giant club in his hand. He's also an Orinkin, half giant. As he's walking, he doesn't seem to really pay much attention to you, but he's walking alone. Your guess is he's probably heading towards a post or something, or he just got off work. You don't know. Do you walk up to him to try and converse?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you introduce yourself to him?
Kind of just walks up next to him without actually bothering him. Then he just looks to his side, eyeing him as he's walking with him. See if he surprises him.
After a few moments of this, the Orinkin shifts his eyes to you. He doesn't turn completely, but he obviously gains the sense that you're walking right next to him intentionally. And he just stops, still looking forward before he turns his head slightly to look at you. Can I help you?
Oh, yes. Now that you said that. Well, I have some questions.
First things first. You could have just asked instead of awkwardly walking right next to me.
Oh, you look busy.
And that was very awkward. I felt uneasy.
Good. We all need some uneasiness. Keeps us on our toes.
And your name is?
I am Nomu the Monstrous.
Nomu the Monstrous. What would you like to ask? I don't have much time. I'm supposed to be at my post here in a few minutes.
I'm looking to ask questions about a poacher.
Okay, and?
This poacher, name is Perlin. Apparently his men are still out trying to poach giants.
I have never heard of this Perlin individual. How do you know of this Perlin the poacher?
We're the ones that got him. Throw him behind bars.
You caught a poacher by the name of Perlin, threw him behind bars. How long ago was this?
What was that, a couple days ago?
Yesterday. I think
Oh.
it was yesterday. Might have been 2 days ago.
Well, I'll just say yesterday.
Yesterday we brought somebody in who was poaching stone giants.
He places a hand on his chin. This is news to me. I've never heard of such a thing. I don't know anyone by the name of Perlin.
Really? Why are they keeping you out of the loop?
I am one of the guards at the prison. I was there just yesterday. What did this Perlin look like?
Was it half-elf?
Yes. I think he was elf or half elf. He was one of the two.
He starts describing some dude.
And he has ears like this.
Can't say I know who you're talking about. There's no one by that description in the prison right now.
Really?
Are you wasting my time on purpose? It is against the law here in Manavik to waste the guard's time.
I am of the Adventurers Guild. I don't waste time.
Well, good. Do you have any other questions? Like, I really have to get going.
Well, if I was to bring you some proof of some shady business within your order, would you take it? And who would you take it to?
I would report directly to the captain of the guard.
Very good. All right, I won't buy you no more.
Have a good day, sir.
Yes, bye-bye.
He keeps walking, and as you finish your conversation, Relinoa's hanging out back with Yelar. She didn't want to bum rush the guard to make it seem awkward. She was walking up. So, what'd you find out?
He has no idea who this Perlin is, and he says there's no one like that in the dungeons.
Color me surprised. If Borgar actually killed him, then that's why. Perhaps Borgar never took him to the prison. Perhaps he took him somewhere in the alleyway and kind of slit his throat.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. He also said we should take our proof to the captain itself.
Do we have proof?
Eh, we can go get some.
How so?
Borgar.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to say that. Yelar, what do you think? We find Borgar next?
My gut says no, but I think we better.
Your gut says no, but the Goddess Supreme tells me there's a player controlling you that says yes.
Um, if that floats your boat.
Yes. Well, it floats the boat of the Goddess Supreme. She sees everything. She is of the outer cosmos. She sees all. Is she a primordial, perhaps? Interesting.
I have no idea what you're saying.
Neither do I.
Nails his eyes at her.
Yelar, what does your gut say?
I don't know. I'd rather not share that with the group.
I'm hurt. Let's go find this Borgar.
All right. Well, let's go look around and ask around, I guess. The Goddess Supreme is telling me that we're gonna have to make investigation checks. Investigation checks.
Yep.
Nomu with a 21. You are with a
16.
16. Okay, you guys are rolling pretty well. You guys spend some time walking around Manavik asking a couple people if, they know who Borgar the guard is, where he might be. Your first guess would to go and check the main gates to the entry point of Manavik, at least the main gate, because that's where you saw him last time when you had turned Perlin in. Unfortunately, he's not there, so you ask a couple questions to the guards potentially standing at the gates, and they seem to somewhat know who Bolgar is, but they don't really know him that well. But one of the guards there at the gate tells you perhaps try asking another guard that's stationed in the central portion of Vanavik. And as you go to the central trade area of Manavik, there is another guard standing there with the exact same description that the guard at the main gate told you about. It's not an Orenkin, it's a human who's just standing around. He's looking around, a bit uneasy. He seems bored. But you spot him, and he looks like the other guard told you to ask. Do you guys walk up to him? He's just standing there watching people walk by. He's basically just keeping patrol that no one's trying to steal or do anything because you are in the trade center of Manavik at the current moment.
Mhm. Um, what do you want to do, Yelar?
Uh, I'll talk to him.
Okay, should we stay back then?
If you want.
You want us to look menacing?
I can look menacing.
Do you really want that attention?
No, not really. I'm pretty tired.
I suppose not. I'll be over here.
Yes, I'll wait here. Good luck.
Noted.
Mhm.
He walks up to the guard.
Excuse me there, sir.
What? Yes. Can I help you?
Do you drink a little too much coffee? Seem a little bit on edge.
Oh no, I'm just. It's hot. It's kind of hot. It's typically cold here in Strutter Valley, but it's kind of hot today. As he's pulling his collar a bit, you can see some sweat coming down his neck.
You
hate the summer.
sure? It's not really that hot up here. You ever been down in the swamps?
I have not. Never do I want to go. I am not much for the heat. Can I help you, Mr. Salonian?
I was looking for a guard,
Yeah, and?
and yeah, we turned in a poacher a couple days ago. We needed to follow up with some questions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he starts describing the guard and the poacher.
Okay, make me a persuasion check to see how persuasive you are on this. An 8.
Not very persuasive.
As he's looking at you, he's raising an eyebrow. I don't really know who you are, Mr. Shalonian. That's affairs of the guards I'm not willing to share with some random person. What do you want to know? Why? Who are you in terms of why you need to know this information? Sounds like something the guards' business. Only the guards should know about.
Well, me and my group did turn them in. Um,
You didn't
He's
finish
gonna wave
asking
over.
questions then?
He's gonna wave over the group because he does not have an Adventurers Guild badge, so he needs Nomu for this.
Nomu waves back.
Hi, Yelar.
come over here, please.
Yeah, whatever.
He kind of shuffles over.
Yes.
See, I am not an official adventurer, but my friend over here is, and we're just trying to, you know, follow up some questions to find out if there were more poachers. Nomu, show him your adventurers guild pass.
He flashes
Hey.
the badge.
The guard looks at your Adventurers Guild badge. Okay, yeah, you're adventurer from the Adventurers Guild. It's still not really Adventurers Guild business. Why should I tell you, adventurer, about information in the prisons?
We're just looking. We wanted to ask an adventure or that poacher some questions about stopping poaching. There are poaching stone giants.
No, you will have an opportunity for persuasion if you'd like.
Yep.
You see, we gain some information that there's no stop to these poachings. It's only going to persist. We need to
16.
know who.
So with this 16, the guard raising an eyebrow. All right, all right. Well, you do have Adventurers Guild pass and badge. Guess you're not lying. I can't say I know much about this poacher that you're talking about. I'm not tied to the prisons. I don't get stationed there. Um, is there a specific thing you want to know?
Well, where's Borgar?
Borgar? Oh, I guess he does get stationed at the prison every now and then. You know who Borgar is?
Yes, we
You
turned him
friends
in.
with him?
We turned Perlin into this Borgar.
Oh, well, unfortunately, if I remember correctly, after I looked at my schedule, Borgar's off today. But I could tell you where he's typically at on his off days. He does like to go to specific taverns every now and then. He is a very straightforward man.
Oh, good. We'll give him a gift for helping us out.
You'll give him a gift or me a gift?
What do you want a gift for?
If you want to know where he's always at, it might cost you a gold, you know?
You bribing me?
Mm,
You
perhaps.
want me to grease your palm?
Maybe. What do you have to grease it with?
You're not a good man, are you?
Of course I'm good, man. I keep the people here safe. But everyone needs money.
Oh, yeah. All right, pay the man, Yelar.
Kind of nudges the turtle.
He's mumbling under his. God damn it! He's gonna give him 2 gold.
Oh. How gracious of you. Well, one more piece. Just for good time's sake, right?
Here.
He gives him
Doesn't-
another gold.
Oh, okay.
Excellent, excellent. All right. So, I don't know Borgar all that much, but I do know him. He is a man of habit. There's 2 taverns he typically likes to go to. And usually when he's off, that's where he spends most of his time. Don't know what else he does. The 2 taverns you want to keep your eyes out and look out for. He may be there. I can't promise you he's there, though, at either one of them. But the Fiery Horn and the Spiked Club are typically his 2 go-to places.
The Spike Club.
They don't serve dragon's grog there, do they?
Which one? Fiery Horn or the Spiked Club?
Either one.
Possibly, perhaps not. It's not a very popular item on the menu. Most people, if you catch it, if you know it, you can die from it. So,
It's just swamp water.
what? That thing can kill you.
It wasn't that bad when I tried it.
Are you sure you actually drank Dragon's Grog and not some knockoff brand?
Maybe that's why he was offended. Yeah, there was one restaurant I went to that was very dirty. The glass was dirty, and
God damn, Yelar he is the type of customer you do not want to piss off.
he kicked me out after I asked him for his strongest drink.
Oh, well, not much I can do that. If that's his business, it's his business.
I mean, I wouldn't like tell him to arrest him or anything. It just, I just wanted to spread the word, the good word of how bad his service is.
Okay, all right. Now, shoot, I got work to do. Go on, get.
No, yeah, just make sure you keep that greasy palm clean.
Well, it's always clean. As he
Hmm.
slides the gold into his pocket, he's got this wide grin, and he starts looking away and turns his back to you guys. Hey, you over there! He starts walking towards someone else, ignoring you guys.
He's gonna do shady stuff, isn't he?
I'm sure.
All right. Where's this fiery horn and the Spike Club?
So you know that these two are obviously in the town of Manavik. I would say he would have told you where they're located. One's to the west, one's to the east. Complete opposite sides of town. Do you choose to go to a specific one over the other?
Which one do you want to go to?
Relinoa comes walking up to you two. So any luck? Did he tell you anything?
It's on his.
Uh,
Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. Possibly one of two bars he could be. It's his off day,
Oh, of
but
course, it's his off day.
they're on opposite ends of town,
Okay.
and I really don't want to split up.
We probably shouldn't split up if we're going to be asking this Borgar guy questions. He seems shady.
Hmm.
A lot of gods seem shady around here.
So which one are we going to? What are the names of these bars?
The fiery horn and the Spike Club.
Oh, how creative.
Yeah, chocolate at the Spike Club. But which one are we going to?
I mean, the Fiery Horns to the west, Spike Clubs to the east. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter which one we go to. I'll leave it up to you guys. One of you decide.
Oh, we could flip a coin.
Okay. Heads or
Get,
tails?
get the flipping.
Uh, Heads would go to the fiery horn. Tails we go to Spy Club.
All right. Flip that coin. So roll a 1d2 or something. 1d4. 1 and 2 is heads, 3 and 4 is tails, or whatever. However you want to do it.
That's all I'll do.
Fight Club it is.
Oh, nice.
All right. So that's Spike Club. Well, let's get going. Let's see if he's there. Maybe we'll get lucky.
One would hope.
So you guys head east towards the Spiked Club. It's not hard to find. You ask a couple townsfolk as you get closer to try and find where it's at, and you eventually get to the location. And there is a sign hanging outside above the main door. It's basically engraved in this wooden sign is a giant spiked club that has alcohol being poured all over it.
Mhm.
And Rono looks up at the sign. Oh, well, look at that. Very creative. Alcohol being poured onto a spiked club, just as the name says.
He
Uh,
just the sarcasm just dripping off of this woman.
Remember, she is a very creative individual. She's a very creative individual with her music and whatnot. After she
Mhm.
told Figaloo Clutterbuck that his song sucked, she is not afraid to give her 2 cents on what she thinks.
Fair enough.
So what if you want to go first? It's not very cleric-like for me to walk into a tavern like this so early in the day.
I mean, you could take off your veil and pull out your loot.
That's
Oh, yeah.
true. I could. I don't have to go in there as a cleric of the Goddess Supreme. That's true. I'll
Let's just
follow
straight
after you.
inside.
I'll follow after the both of you.
All right.
No more struts inside.
Relinoa takes her veil off. Forgive me, Goddess Supreme. I'm not going in here to drink a spiked club. And she's walking in after you guys. Her veil's off her head. Her hair's still messy as fuck though. Make me a perception as you guys step into the spiked club.
Got it.
Was she rocking the squirrel's nest up there?
Yeah. A
14.
10 and a 14. As you guys step in, you immediately smell booze dripping off every area of this tavern. It is not a very clean tavern at all. It's not necessarily messy or dirty per se, but it just reeks of alcohol.
Oh, a good dive bar.
Yes. And as you're looking around, it's not nearly as full as it typically is because it is fairly early in the day. But there are a couple of patrons just sitting around having a drink. You notice some humans, some wood elves, and some Orinkin all just drinking and whatnot to themselves. Most of them are fairly quiet. It's not loud or obnoxious at the moment. There's just one bartender that's serving drinks right now behind the bar. Fairly quiet for the time of day. But as you look around in the far off corner, you do notice an Ornkin sitting at a table. He seems to be having a drink with another individual. It's a wood elf that he's talking to. The Ornkin has basically regular clothing on, nothing a guard would typically wear. But he does have a weapon strapped to his back. He has this giant axe on his back. But the wood elf seems to be in leather armor, light leather armor, and he's having a drink. They seem to be talking, but that specific Ornkin looks familiar. It seems like that's the guy you're looking for. What do you do?
Nomu's going to the bartender.
Good day. What can I get for you?
Well, let's start with a bowl of milk.
He says with his deepest voice to sound threatening. You know he's not threatening.
He raises an eyebrow. What do you think this is? This is the spiked club. We don't serve milk here.
They put a spiked club in the milk.
We don't serve milk. What are you, a child?
That was offensive.
Do you think I care?
Fair enough.
Now,
Look,
order a real drink.
I did.
We don't have milk. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. You have dragon's grog?
No.
Oh,
I'd rather keep my patrons than kill them.
He's got a point. No, I can't fight that logic.
Okay, well, then give me the strongest thing you got. Here. Not dragon's grog, but whatever the strongest thing you have.
The strongest thing I got is the spiked club. After the name of the tavern, the bar.
Well, I'll take 2 of those, please.
You sure? 2? That's a lot.
You ain't gonna make me roll for no constitution saves or anything.
Oh,
like that.
I definitely am. If you're taking 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna take 2.
Very well. Relinoa doesn't walk up to the bar. She walks off to the side. She sits down, pulls out her lute, and she's looking around, and she just begins to play some music. And I'm going to roll something. So he gives you 2 strong spiked club drinks. It's the drink of the house. And he looks at you. That'll cost you a gold each, sir.
We'll give him 3.
Okay. And Relinoa is going to make a performance check here. 22 on her
Damn.
performance check. She begins to play her music, and it is, as always, divine and inspirational. She starts off very slow, but begins to pick up the beat. She's not trying to get people to like get up and dance, but it's more of like a a feel-good vibe music while people were just relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
And the bartender looks over at her. Who the hell is that? She's just playing music in my tavern. Whatever. I don't give a damn. As long as she draws customers, the music's not bad.
Oh, she's an excellent bard.
She's
Mm,
great.
well,
She's trying to ease the mood.
well, I appreciate that. Hope she's not expecting me to pay her for that.
Oh
No,
no.
All right.
Nobu, would you like one of these spy clubs?
what is that?
Strong drink.
He sniffs it and recoils, tail bristling.
No.
He looks at the barkeep.
Listen, I'm looking for some answers. If you can help me on my investigation.
He's not saying it too loud because he don't want to alert the Orankin over there in the corner.
Okay. He raises an eyebrow. All right. Well, what do you want to know?
I want to know about. Do you know anything about poachers and their doings?
Mm,
I want to pay for information and pay for your silence.
poachers, you say? Not much that I know about them other than they obviously are poaching. Don't know any off the top of my head.
You don't know any guards in that business of the Orenkin type?
I do not. Make me an insight check.
There we go. Oh no.
10 insight. As you study the man's expression and bodily movements, he doesn't seem to be lying to you that you can tell. He seems to be at least straightforward and honest,
Mm.
at least with the 10 insight.
Well, if you don't know anything, I'll just take my money elsewhere.
I'd love to earn your money, but I really don't know anything about poachers. Now, there
No.
might be a poacher or two that come into the tavern here at the Spiked Club, but they don't tell me their business, so I wouldn't know.
Well, what about that guard over there? That
Which-
man.
Which one?
He nudges towards Borgar.
Oh, Borgar? Him? He's a regular customer of mine. He's a guard. He's no poacher.
What about the man he's with?
New face. Can't say I know that one. Wood elf. Never seen him.
He slides him a gold.
Oh. To stay silent, I assume.
Sorry about what?
About nothing. He gives you a smile.
Good man.
He's gonna look at Yelar, his spiked clubs.
He's gonna drink one.
All right, go ahead and take a swig of one.
Yep.
And make me a constitution save.
Oops.
Oh.
Rolled a 12 on your first one. So you take a swig of the spiked club. It's incredibly strong. It's very vodka-like and doesn't taste very good. It's meant to make you drunk. But you rolled a 12. That's borderline. You needed a 12 to not feel tipsy.
Oh damn.
So you can tell it's strong, but you were on the cusp of knowing if you weren't prepared, it could have gotten you. That's the first drink.
He's gonna take a drink.
Make me another Constitution save. You need a 12.
All right.
15. You're able to succeed on your Constitution save. It goes down not so smoothly. It's very rough. And it's still strong, and you now begin to realize why the tavern smells the way it does, but it doesn't make you drunk. But you know it's strong because you almost failed that first Constitution save.
This stuff is much better than that dragon's grog.
Well, of course it is. It can't kill you, and you keep coming back to serve or to buy more from me, which means more gold for me, more alcohol in your tummy.
Noted.
Now, some places are exotic enough to sell dragon's grog, but as I said, it's a very dangerous alcohol that could kill you. Not worth risking the lives of my patrons over a exotic drink, if you ask me. I'd rather see my customers return the next day.
That's very businesslike of you.
No customers, no gold. No gold, no tavern. No tavern, no work. No work, me poor. Me poor, me dead.
True.
Guy makes poetry.
That's right.
He's gonna get up and walk towards Relinoa because he has something to say to her while she's playing music.
Do you like try and whisper something or are you obvious about it?
Oh, he's gonna stand next to her and try to whisper something to her.
Okay.
Tell me, can you get that zone of truth without actually alerting someone that you're using zone of truth?
As she's still playing her music, attempting to not be so obvious talking to you, she's gonna do a. We'll just make a stealth, just to try and be stealthy about it. Ooh, sure, an 18. So she looks at you while she's playing. She's not singing, so she's able to talk to you. Um, uh, there's a potential that the people inside of it can catch on to the magical zone. It's risky. Um, it works because if you're in the zone, you basically have to tell the truth, but you can't lie, but you can still avoid telling the exact truth by using truths, if that makes sense. Um, but if they catch on to it, they'll know they're in a zone of truth, and they'll know we're attempting to make them not lie. It's risky, but it's worth it if it works.
I was thinking you sit behind old Borgar there
Uh
and
huh.
and make a zone of truth. And then I go and talk to him and ask questions.
That's pretty
But
risky. You'll have to keep him from paying attention to me.
oof, that'd be that'd be the rough part.
I
I'll
mean,
just push it on Yelar.
it'll be kind of obvious if I just walk up behind him and cast it. I mean, it does have a distance up to, I believe, 15 feet. So I don't have to be right next to him, but I still have to be fairly close.
You can't just sit down and at a table and cast it
I could.
at like
could.
a patron.
I could do that. We could try that.
I'll just push all the responsibility on Yelar like a good Samaritan.
Okay, well, I'll wait for you two to encounter him first.
All right.
He walks back to Yelar.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Kind of places one hand on his shoulder.
You want some of this Spy Club?
Absolutely not. Say, here's the plan. I'm gonna have Relinoa sit behind old Borgar there. And then she's gonna cast Zone of Truth. But we need to keep him busy and unaware.
I may have an idea, but I don't like it.
What's the idea?
2 more Spy Clubs, please.
Uh-oh.
The guy looks over you. All right, I'll be a couple more gold.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Here you go. 2 gold, please.
All right, he hands him 2 gold this time.
Thank you. Here's your spiked clubs.
He's going to grab both of them and he's going to walk over to Bogar.
As you walk up to Borgar, he's sitting there in the corner across the table from this wood elf. They both look over at you, and Borgar raises his head, an eyebrow as well. What do you want? Can't you see we're busy?
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just saw you, and I just want to thank you again for helping us turn in these crooks. Um, just wanted to buy you a drink. Would you like a drink, sir?
He looks at you, and he immediately remembers your face. Ah, yes, yes, you're the guy that turned that poacher in the other day to me. Very well done. You're offering me a drink.
Yes. Keeping up, don't feel like all gods will appreciate it.
After
Just show 'em
him, give my friend here a drink first. The wood elf looks at Bogar before he looks over at you. Yeah, I'll take it then.
I'll get one more Spike Club, please.
No need for that.
I was going to take a toast with you.
Oh, well, all right then. But you are kind of butting into my personal time.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to have a toast with you.
We'll have this toast, say our thank yous, and then we go our separate ways. Yes.
Sure.
All right. No, do you stay behind as the bartender brings another spiked club?
For now. And
Relinoa is still playing her music. She is going to cast. Well, no, she's not going to do that because that's going to be weird. Actually, she will. She'll she'll stand up while still playing her lute, and she slowly stops playing. She goes, everyone. Well, hi, I am Relinoa Jams Cadenza, a bard at your service. I wish to play amazing music for you all, so please relax. And I also would like to sit down and relax myself, so don't mind me. Don't be freaked out. I'm gonna cast a spell. I know how to duplicate myself, so I'll have my duplicate here play some music while I take a nice seat to relax, if you all don't mind. And she is going to cast one of her cleric abilities, which is channel duplicity, invoke duplicity. As you all have seen this before, she creates an image of herself, and the image of herself looks incredibly realistic. No one can tell the difference. And it begins to play the music as she goes off and tries to sneak behind, at least close enough within 15 feet to the table that you guys are at. And she will sit down, and I'll make her not necessarily try and like sneak, but I'm still gonna have her roll a stealth just to see how sly about she can be. A 16. So she's not super obvious, but she tries to not be too obvious as she goes and sits down at a table 15 feet away behind Borgar. And you have that third spike club. So now the Wood Elf has one, Borgar has one, and Yelar has one.
To serving justice, right?
Of course, serving justice. And I'm going to make a charisma saving throw for Borgar. And I'll make one for the Wood Elf real quick.
Do I need to make one?
Yes, you do. Charisma, please.
23.
ooh.
All right. So Relinoa is using this opportunity. And the reason why I'm making all three of you make a charisma saving throw is because she is casting Zone of Truth. She's sitting at the table. Her back is to all of you, so it's not so obvious. And she just begins to pray and say a few words to herself very quietly. And I made a mistake. It is a. Oh, no, it is a charisma saving throw. So, never mind. I did not make a mistake. So, with you having a 23, you needed to beat a 15. You are inside the zone of truth as well, Yelar. And with a 15, you are aware of the spell and thus can avoid answering questions to which would normally respond with a lie. So you can be very evasive about what you say because you saved on your charisma saving throw. So I will also say that the Wood Elf failed, and so did Borgar. So they're not aware of the spell. Well, cheers then.
Yeah, cheers.
The Wood Elf goes to take a drink from it, as well as Borgar.
Yelar will too.
As the three of you chug down the spiked club, they all three of you, or at least the two of them, slam their cups down onto the table with their mugs. And Borgar looks up at you. Thanks for the drink.
Yeah. Anytime. Maybe sometime later we can have more drinks if you like that.
Maybe when I'm free.
Oh, I thought you were free today. You don't look like in your guard's uniform.
Oh, no, it's my off day, but I'm not free. I have business to attend to.
Oh, I understand. No, busy city and all.
Yes, busiest city in Strider Valley.
You gentlemen have a good day.
Do I need to make another con?
Yes.
from drinking.
Oh. Makes sense. It's your third spiked club. You begin to feel tipsy. You are now considered drunk.
And that's when Nomu will get up and walk over too.
As Yelar walks away, he bumps into the table, starts stumbling a little bit.
Oh, easy, easy.
Do I have to make any charisma save about being in the zone of truth now?
Yes. As soon as you step in, you have to make a save.
Oh, it's flat.
Oh
Oh my God.
With a 5, you step into the zone of truth. You do not realize you're in it. You're not aware that you're affected by it. So, but you are. You have to tell truths.
Easy now.
Oh no.
Relinoa does not know what's going on. Her back's to you guys. So, well, actually, she does because her image, she can see from the image. And as it's playing music, she sees Nomu step into the zone of truth, and she just slams her hand under her forehead like, "No, Nomu, idiot!" But she doesn't say anything.
Oh, thank you, Nomu. I don't know what happened there. The room's starting to spin. I don't know why.
That's because you drank too much.
What are you talking about? I ain't drink too much.
I just saw you with these two gentlemen.
That ain't too much. Can't tell me what to do.
Are you hearing this, guys?
Mm.
How much did he drink?
I've only saw him drink 1 cup, 1 mug.
Only one?
And I don't remember you. You're part of his team as well, his party. Turn in
Yeah.
that guy.
Yes, I am Nomu the Monstrous.
Okay. None with the monstrous. And what would you like from us? We are busy. I have things to do.
I'm busy too. I'm looking to ask Perlin some questions as soon as I get my drunk friend out of here.
Who's Perlin?
The guy we turned into you.
Oh, that guy. Why do you want to ask him questions?
To stop poachers and potential poachers.
Well, you can't really speak to guys in the prison without upper authority.
Oh, we can just go straight to the captain. We can get there.
You could do that, but you'll have to convince the captain.
The captain likes me.
All right.
Everyone likes Nomu.
Or whatever you say. And so what's your business with me?
You wouldn't happen to... Why'd you say you don't know who Perlin is?
What? I don't know him by that name. I guess. Well, do I? I don't know. I don't really know the guy, I guess. He's not my best friend.
Oh. I mean, we turned him in. You said you didn't know him.
I mean, I guess I do, but I don't know him. I know of him. You did turn him in, yes, that's true.
Well, which cell is he?
He's not really in a cell.
Where is he?
Serving his time.
I don't get it.
He's serving his time. You turned him in, and, well, we'll just say he's gone from society.
What is the time for poaching anyway?
It just depends on what you tried to poach and how long you've been doing it and how you get caught, I guess. It could go anywhere from a couple years to a lifetime.
What about death? Can someone get a death sentence for poaching?
Definitely, depending on what they did.
Oh, I get it.
He laughs. He's not wondering.
Why are we laughing?
I don't know. Because it's funny.
It is funny.
You're a jolly man.
Anyways, I got business to attend to, so
What kind of business?
personal business.
I mean, I'm in between. Oh, excuse me. I'm in between jobs, but you know, any place that's hiring.
Hiring.
Yeah, what kind of business that you do besides God's book that someone like myself could get into?
What makes you think I do other types of work?
Well, you said you're busy.
Yeah, of course. I'm always busy.
I mean, I figured you might have a second job or something like that. You know, busy city and all. I'm sure it could be quite expensive.
It's very expensive here, depending on where you live.
You know, I'm sure you want to live that good life, right?
Of course, who doesn't?
Exactly. I was just wondering if, might have a hookup or anything like that for, you know, extra work.
Mm.
I'm not in an adventurers guild, so, and there's no adventurers guild here, so, it is hard for me to find certain types of jobs.
I could potentially find you a job. Depends on what you're willing to do. What are you
Mhm.
willing to do, adventurer?
Uh, whatever.
We can go shake down a priest.
What? Why
Why
would we
would you
do
do
that?
that?
Yeah, why would we do that?
Ah, my friend used to do it.
Okay. Well, tell you what. You seem capable. Hmm? Perhaps I can offer you a job, but
That would be appreciative.
can't offer it here. You have to come to my office.
Okay.
Make me a deception check.
You got it. 17.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Well, if you have the time to come to my office, we'll go to my office right away. How about that?
I would like that.
Good. Well, he gets up, looks at the wood elf. The wood elf nods, and they both begin to walk out. Follow me. We'll go discuss business in my office.
Can do. Might be a little bit of time. The room's still spinning a little bit. I don't know why.
That's why I'm helping you.
So, actually, you know what? I know drunk isn't technically a
Yeah, you're right.
condition. I'm gonna count it as poisoned though.
Okay.
So like alcohol poisoning kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So with you being poisoned per se, drunk, I'm gonna say you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay.
That makes sense to me with
Yeah.
someone being drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a little drunk icon on you for now, and I'll have you roll a Constitution every round to see if you can snap out of it at the end of your turn every round.
All right.
1 second. I'll give you an icon here. Let's give you the drunk looking icon there. Sleepy looking guy.
Yep.
So Borgar gets up. He begins to walk out of the tavern along with the wood elf. Do you both follow?
Yep.
Relinoa looks at the two of you. Hey, should I follow? Should I stay here? What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going?
I say stay behind, but not too far.
Got it. I'll follow in like a minute.
Just in case we get shanked.
You got it, Captain. What's so funny?
Damn.
Just you got it, Captain.
Yep.
Almost thinking like you got it, dude.
That is something Relinoa would say. So she is going to hold back momentarily as the two of you step out of the Spiked Club. You follow Borgar and this wood elf. They go down the alleyway behind the tavern, seemingly taking you away from the busy streets. And as you go down the alleyway, he keeps walking very sternly. His back's to you. He's got this axe on his back. The wood elf's behind him walking as well. The wood elf is also has a shield and a longsword strapped, or I should say a scimitar strapped to his side. And they seem to be taking you pretty far down this alleyway that ends at a fork, well, more so a T. It's left or right that you can turn. Once it dead ends to that left or right, he turns right. At this point, Relinoa is getting up. She's turning, looking around for you guys, not sure where you guys went, but then she looks down the alleyway and sees you guys turning right at the end, and she slowly begins to follow so she doesn't lose you guys. And he takes you back into a secluded area with a couple of broken down buildings, and he takes you to a very shady looking shack that's fairly decent sized. It's looks run down though, as if no one really uses it anymore. Perhaps it was once a business. And all the buildings in this alleyway nearby are also run down. Um, but you don't spot anyone at least right away. But he walks into this shady shack with the wood elf. Do you guys follow suit?
Yep. Reluctantly, but yes.
Okay.
Man, I see why you need a second job.
Relinoa is
No
gonna stay behind.
offense.
She's staying behind, but slowly following. And when you guys enter the building, it's it's decent sized building inside. It's pretty spacious, but run down. There's a broken down table with some broken down chairs. More so of like what looks like a hideout more than anything. Pretty shady. But the Orankin stops as the wood elf walks over and begins to fumble with some things on a desk that's still intact. Orankin turns around. So, looking for another job.
I am. Always could use more gold.
Hmm.
You catch my drift.
You boys against going. He looks left and right, make sure no one's listening. You guys okay with going against the law?
Done it before. I eaten kobold.
Oh, you're a crazy one.
I'd do it again.
I'm sure you would. So what kind of work you both looking for? Hmm? Why are you looking for work? Just for the gold? What's your main reason for doing this? You turned in some poaches the other day. Doesn't seem like you're goody two shoes today, but when you turned in poaches, it seemed like you were. Or were you only doing it for the gold?
Was trying to get gold out of it.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
sweet money.
I know fellas like you. By the way, you're no longer in that zone of truth, so um, I know fellas like you. There's jobs I can offer. Depends how dirty you're okay with getting.
How dirty we talking?
I'm from the swamp, so we can get pretty dirty.
Well, my buddy and I here, let's just say, we know a couple of other guards. We make our rounds around town, typically around the poor areas where people are living the life of poverty, and we offer them some, protection for a cost. If you catch my drift. And there's a couple of individuals that owe us some money that they haven't paid their dues lately. And I'm afraid that their protection's about to expire unless they pay. How about you go collect the gold for me and remind them that if they don't provide the gold, their protection is nullified. And I can't promise anything won't happen to them the following night.
We'll take care of it.
He says in his most sinister voice. It's not sinister.
Make me a deception check.
He can't sound sinister, but he means it.
Oh
Damn.
my god, a natural 20.
Okay.
He looks at you. All right. Very well. There's a family. There's a guy. He lives in the northwestern part of town. His name is Rumple. Rumple owes us some money. And Rumple hasn't paid us for 2 months. We've already given him an extra month, and I can't promise that he'll be protected anymore. The man's late. I don't care. He'll whine and cry about his family, but he's the one that got his family in this situation in the first place. Collect 10 gold from him tonight, and if he doesn't pay up, well, break his hands for me.
You got it. Let's go, Yelar. We have a job to do. Where's this man located?
Northwest side of town. Also, when you get back, if you do a good job, perhaps we'll talk about the next gig. Unless you want to get paid more than 10 gold, then I can talk about that gig now. I have other options for jobs for you.
How much gold we talking?
Well, two of you seem to be capable. Wait a minute. Wasn't there a third one of you when he turned in that poacher?
Yeah, I think she's back at the tavern.
Why isn't she here with us?
She enjoys singing.
Yeah, playing music.
Hmm.
You
I'm
heard
not.
him.
Well, I'm not paying her.
That's fine. We don't. We want her. We don't want to split our money more than we have to. You know what I mean?
Very well. You can either take this job by collecting my dues, or he looks back and forth. You can help me find a giant to poach. I'm willing to offer you 20 gold a piece.
Oh, that's good money.
Indeed. That is just for finding the giant. Once we turn it in, I'm willing to offer you another 100 gold each.
What kind of giant are we looking for here?
Any kind of giant.
Oh,
Preferably one that's not in the town, but if we have to do what we have to do, well, we'll take one from town, but I want to avoid that at all costs. That's very risky.
Well, it sounds like good money. What do you think, Yelar?
big job, big money, right?
Big job, big money. What do you say? Yes or no? Do you take it, or do you prefer to do the other job?
I'm leaving this up to Yelar. I'm not that shady.
I'm very ambitious myself, so you know, 10 gold. You know that we can get that anytime, but I'm here for. I'm just very ambitious.
So, as you're talking to Bogar, you do understand that Bogar is the one working for Bertio. You know that. He's obviously proven to you right now without really catching much suspicion. You both rolled really good deceptions, so he's not catching on right away. He did believe that you turned in a poacher for the money, so he thinks, all right, well, maybe these guys are just as shady as I am. They do it for the money. But you do know, so your general goal was to stop Bertio from getting giants, and Bogar is his main benefactor for poaching.
Yeah.
So if you want to stop Bertio from getting any giants, you need to stop Bogar, essentially.
Mhm.
So Bogar looks at you again. 20 gold a pop. And once we actually have the giant in custody, 100 gold a pop for you each.
Now I have a plan.
I do too. I have a somewhat of a plan myself.
Like I have a plan if we do take the giant thing.
I have a plan myself too.
We probably got the same thing going. So should we take it?
I'm wanting to take that because Yelar doesn't want to shake down an innocent family.
You want to take the giant one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go take that giant.
Very good. Now, this job does mean you have to go look for the giant out there, preferably in the wild. I will not be accompanying you.
Of course.
Once you find the giant, though, and you capture one, stay on the outskirts of town. Send one of your teammates in your party to find me at the Spiked Club. Or at the main gates. Inform of it. Once I'm off, I will direct you with the proper instructions on where to take it. We're going to keep it out of town, though. We don't want the actual authorities finding out, now do we?
Oh,
Of course
no,
not.
no, no.
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 You
So,
know, loose lips sink ships and all that.
that's right. And I won't be paying you any gold until you have found this giant. Once you have informed me of it, I will give you each 20 gold. But once it's in the hands of our buyer, then I get paid. When I get paid, you get paid.
Is he pointing at us?
Yes, with both hands.
Yeah.
He's got a suit and tie on all of a sudden.
Yep.
He's walking down the corridor with a camera on him.
All right, let's do this.
Good luck, gentlemen. Fighting a giant isn't easy, but that's why I'm paying so much.
I'm a hunter. I'll make it happen.
Good. Until next time, I'll be waiting to hear from you.
He does a curt bow and walks towards the door.
Yelar, do you follow suit?
Yep. Gives them the wink and a gun.
All right, so as the two of you walk out of the Shady shack, you both turn the corner and you spot Relinoa. She's like, oh, you guys good? Is everything okay?
He shoots a thumbs up and walks towards her, trying to get away from this area.
All right. So
Yelar's still stumbling.
So she'll follow you both back, I'm assuming, towards the Spiked Club. And as the three of you walk away from Borgar, he didn't catch on that you guys were lying to him. You both rolled, even with that disadvantage, Yelar rolled a 17 and a 22. So a disadvantage of 17 on his deception, and then natural 20 for a total of 20 on your deception for Nomu. So Borgar did not catch on at all. He thinks you guys are in it for the money, so he is fooled. But we'll go ahead and say that will end this episode of Taverns and Caverns.
Damn. Damn. I was about to explain the plan to him. And see if me and Rod align.
I think
Well,
so.
All right, well,
Oh.
let's go ahead and explain it real quick before we end it then.
So
The three of you head back towards the Spiked Club, and Relinoa looks at the two of you. So, what happened? What's going on?
We're gonna
he's gonna put up the air quotes.
catch ourselves a giant for bait.
Okay, and?
So, and then once we have our bait, we'll catch our fish.
Okay.
We are of the same mind. We have the giant side with us as we catch our Borgar.
Exactly. I don't know if how I feel that we are all on the same wavelength.
Oh, it's great. You like it. We like it.
Sure.
He touched his shoulder again.
Okay.
But so I can speak with the giant. Just to, hey, we want to end all this poaching. Convince a giant to pretend he's captured, and once we laid out that bait, we end our poaching problem.
Okay, and well, I'll let Nomu speak before I share my thoughts.
Hmm?
Did you have any other plans, Nomu? Was that the same plan you had?
It was literally the same plan.
Oh, this requires us to find a giant, though. Can't we just bust in there and whoop his ass?
I don't like that area. I want them outside the city.
Yeah. Then we can deal with them outside the city, outside the rules of the city. If you catch our drift.
Plus, we don't know anyone in that area. We could attack him, and then 20 guys will come out.
You do have a good point. The God Supreme wouldn't like us being jumped. That's very smart. I was
Plus-
just ready to whoop his butt right then and there, but
Plus, I don't like jail. Jail is not for me.
this is
I don't
true.
think we'll make it to jail.
Well,
My name ain't Schofield, so I can't break out of prison.
this is true. If we attack a guard in town, that wouldn't look good for us. But we still have to find a giant. Maybe the stone giant we helped earlier might still be around. Maybe we can convince the stone giant to help us.
You were able to understand that language, wouldn't you? Yelar.
Yeah.
This bears fruit.
We have to track that giant, though. It's probably an easier bet to find that one than trying to find a random one. Trying to find a random one's most likely going to attack us.
Yes. Yeah. He didn't think about that.
Yeah. That's why Relinoa was like, you sure you want to fight a giant? Because we might have to fight.
Yeah, let's go with that.
What do you think, Yelar? Is that a better plan?
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, well, how about this? We'll look for the stone giant that we helped. If we can't find him, perhaps we'll run into another giant. Then we can try to convince, if it doesn't attack us, if it's not evil, and it's not a savage, and it doesn't want to eat us, or cook us, or chuck us over the mountain, or hit me with a club, or cook, or cook Yelar.
Oh, that's a lot of negatives. Oh, the deck is stacked.
Well, we have a plan, I guess, for now. We'll discuss more as we go. Let's get out of here. This place is a little bit shady, isn't it?
It is.
I don't really like the smell of the Spiked Club either. Let's not go back there.
You don't want another spy club?
What do you mean another? I didn't have one.
I mean, oh, that was me.
You
I
drunk?
lost track after. Did I have 3 or 4?
Why are
I
you
don't know,
drinking on the
Philip.
job, Yelar? That's dangerous. Are you drunk?
Maybe.
No more
Yelar.
nods.
You could see him just kind of staggering. You could tell he's drunk.
Yelar, that's not good. What if we got attacked in there? What if you got attacked in there? You're drunk.
I mean, I was trying to gain the trust of
Borgar.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good to be drunk. Here, give me one moment. She places a hand on your shoulder. She's casting lesser restoration. You're no longer drunk.
Damn.
Oh wow. Um,
You better? Are you better?
can we go get another drink? And
No,
you-
no. I just wasted a spell for that, Yelar. We have a job to do.
Oh man. But I was trying to, gain the confidence of
Yelar, look me in the eyes. Are you an alcoholic?
No.
Make me a. I'm gonna make an insight check.
I didn't believe that either.
Oh my god! I rolled a nat 20. Are you lying?
He's not.
Okay.
He, if anything, he's more addicted to coffee than alcohol.
She looks at you, nods her head. She makes a face. Okay, I believe you. All right, well, we have our plan. Let's get going. And because we don't want to spend much more time here. Remember, we got to get going. We don't want to spend too much time here. Because the God Supreme demands that I travel south. Because I have to get to my destination soon.
Now let's
Yeah,
get
you-
with the planning phase.
Yes. All right, here, let's go. Let's get out of here. And she continues heading out of the alleyway with the two of you. And we will go ahead and say that ends this episode of Taverns and Caverns.
There we go. I like that. I like that ending.
He said, there we go. I like that.
Yep, that ending makes more sense.
Thanks again, everyone, for listening to another episode of Taverns and Caverns. This is your Dungeon Master, HaphazardDM. You can find me on Twitter at HaphazardDM.
This is Robert Jones. I play Nomu the Monstrous.
You can find me on YouTube, Trubone, Trubone.
This is Rodimus. You can find me on Twitter at Rodimus7901 or at Blue Sky at Rodimus83.
All right. Those are our players for this season of Taverns and Caverns, Path B. And don't forget to check out the Taverns and Caverns Patreon for exclusive content that you won't want to miss. Until next time, guys, on Taverns and Caverns, take care.